Here, please let me know the live chat you're here, please. Thank you very much. I can see what you write in the live chat right in front of me. This is a sudden live stream, I know. I didn't plan it, but hey. I feel like I need to give this message, just why I went live immediately. So when you're here, please let me know in the live chat, please. Thank you very much. I'm on my mobile phone. Suzanne is here. Let me know you're here, please. Feline is here from Houston, Texas. Amber is here. Yahweh is here. Okay. The title of this live stream is Cowards Hurt People and Hurt People Cope with People. Yet this thing in the world that hurt people hurts people. And we just accept that saying as if when you're hurt, you suddenly go out hurting other people. Examine this statement for a moment. If you've been hit by a car, do you develop an urge and a desire to go into a car yourself and hit other people with a car? No, you don't. If you were in a bus accident, do you get a desire to cause bus accidents to other people? No, absolutely not. So this statement, hurt people, is actually an oversimplification of the matter. Hurt people don't automatically go out and hurt other people. That's not true. Hurt people tend to cope with other people because they develop unhealthy coping mechanisms. Dementia, thanks for being here. So hurt people don't automatically go out and hurt other people. They develop unhealthy coping mechanisms which may be hurtful to themselves and to others, but they don't automatically just go out there and hurt other people. Cowards go out there and hurt people, namely victims. That's what's the case. And this live is not going to take very long. It's very simple. Someone that's facing life, so someone that accepts all the natural challenges of life, and who's willing to face all the issues to encounter, such an individual will never go out there to cause any harm to anyone. Maria, thank you for being here. Someone that's realistic enough to accept that life has challenges and who embraces the challenges of life. Such an individual will also realize, there are issues also in life that I need to deal with. They may not be fun, but I have to deal with them. Such an individual will not develop bitterness, nor envy, nor jealousy. They may be covetous because they're so they may become covetous, but envy and jealous they will never become. Why? Because such an individual is optimistic to live life. It's people who refuse life that end up envious and jealous, and they're the ones that end up hurting other people. Maria and Joanna are here also. That's good. Normally I would wait. Normally it's a 5-minute wait, but there's none now because I'm on my mobile phone. So for those who just came in, let me say it one more time. Only people who avoid life will develop bitterness in the form of envy and jealousy. Someone that has embraced the fact that they are a vulnerable and fragile creature, and therefore life is filled with challenges, such an individual has already accepted life with challenges. So they will not be upset when challenges appear. And such an individual know that when you avoid life challenges, it will turn into an issue that will haunt you. So such individuals are realistic enough to be at peace with themselves. And because of that, they are most likely to find Christ and believe the gospel. Why? Because their mindset is realistic. Because they're realistic, they'll figure out very quickly, I need the Heavenly Father. period. But someone that's in denial because they simply don't want to face life, it's such people. It's such people that end up becoming envious, jealous, and bitter. It's such people that end up doing you dirty. Someone who admits that life is a series of challenges, they who accept this, they have no time and no effort and no mental capacity to even want to do anyone else dirty. They're not into doing anyone dirty. It's people who are upset with the reality that they have to go through challenges. It's those people that want an outlet for their anger. And that's why they look for people to do dirty too. So listen what I'm saying here. Anyone who did you dirty, there's a reason they did you dirty. And the reason has nothing to do with you. Often when we are done dirty, we then think, oh, why do people do me dirty? What did I do wrong? Or what? Listen. Stop that hysteria in which you keep looking for a fault within you. Look, if you were an asshole or a bitch to someone and they act out against you, that's different. But if that was the case, you would remember what you did wrong. You would think, okay, how they acted was not correctly, but hey, I provoked it too. I have my role in it too. But there are times people just explode on you and you think, what did I do? Stop being hysterical, obsessing yourself to find out what you did wrong. Because here's a secret. You didn't do anything wrong. The reason they exploded on you was because they needed an outlet to explode upon. They don't want to embrace life. They don't want to accept that life is a series of challenges that they need to go through. And they don't want to accept the fact that if you avoid life's challenges, that avoidance becomes an issue that will afflict you and oppress you. So the pollution they have in their mind and in their emotions, that anxiety and that stress and that resentment is a result of them avoiding life. So who is responsible for avoiding life? They are. They're the ones doing it. So what is the solution? They should stop avoiding life and embrace life. Well, once they embrace and realize, hold on a minute, I'm just a vulnerable and fragile creature. That's true. And then you realize, I need some backup. Who can offer backup? The Heavenly Father does. So those that embrace life, sooner or later will end up serving Christ. So Christ is life himself. But those that insist on avoiding life's challenges, they are delusional, because you can't be alive and not face challenges in life. It's not possible. You can't be alive and not face challenges. Look, you can walk outside your door, enter a bus to go to somewhere, and the bus enters into an accident. You did not ask nor order that accident, but it happens because there are issues on the earth. You didn't cause the issue, but issues there. So you will encounter issues on the earth. Or let's say now you are sitting in public and someone's looking angry at you. You did not cause that thing to happen in that individual's life, but you live in a fallen world where bad things happen. So because you live in a fallen world where people have mortal bodies, where there's danger, those are issues you will face. Challenges in life is how to learn to use the toilet, how to learn to cook, how to learn to drive, how to learn to communicate with other people, how to deal with sudden changes. Those are just natural challenges. All of us have to embrace natural challenges, because life is a series of natural challenges. Even if Adam never fell, life itself contains challenges. Think about it. Adam and Eve were designed to manage the whole earth, and their offspring will have to do the same. That is a big challenge, to manage the whole earth, but that's life. Okay? A lot of people, once they're grown up, they don't want to be human anymore. Being human simply means that you need to face the challenges of life, and that you admit that you need to get along with other people. So you need to face challenges together with other people. That's being human. But a lot of folks don't want to be human once they grow up. Once they grow up, they think, being human means I need to face challenges in life together with other people. I need to face myself. I need to process things. No, I don't want this. I didn't sign up for this. I just want to be left alone. Oh, crap. being left alone is not possible in life. Oh crap, but I don't want to die either. Shit, I don't want to die, but I also want to face challenges in life. But challenge will come whether I want it or not. So I have nothing to want and nothing to will and nothing to like or dislike. Challenge will come whether I want it or not. So then you need to change your will. Give up this obsession with fleeing. Give up this determination to avoid challenges in life. Give up this self-obsession. What happens is when adults refuse to embrace life, which is a part of their humanity, they end up narcissistic. They're not narcissists directly, because to become a narcissist is a process, but they become narcissistic. It's all about them escaping the challenges of life, but at the same time, they don't want to face harm either. When you avoid life's challenges, that brings harm. But they don't want to deal with the harm, but they also want to face life. So they are in a lose-lose situation. They have a delusional expectation. They're effed up in their minds. So, of course, they develop issues internally that afflict them. But that's because they're avoiding life. Now, if you are embracing life as an unbeliever, you will face issues around you of the community. But if you avoid life, you will develop internal issues that will haunt you. Look, if you were abused or neglected as a child, you have internal issues caused by your environment that you have to process. That's different. But common people often, they contract their own issues internally by avoiding life. Do you understand what I've just explained? Between the difference between you have the process childhood trauma versus people generating own internal affliction by avoiding life. Do you understand that difference? Let me know in the live chat. Because that's a very important distinction. Not everyone with internal issues have caused it on themselves. Some have been neglected or abused or shaped the wrong way. That's different. But people realize they've been shaped the wrong way, they want help, they want to get over it. But people that avoid life, they just don't want to deal with anything. And the fact that they don't want to deal with anything, that itself is a defect. So, when someone insists in not accepting life as life comes and to deal with it, such an individual develops pollution. They turn into an emotional and mental time bomb. Because all that anger and resentment from fighting reality is going to be a toll on their mental health. So they are a time bomb ready to explode. But for them to remain sane and stable, they need an outlet for that pollution that builds up. And that's why they have this desire for victims. And that's why they did you dirty. You understand now that them doing you dirty was all on them and not on you? Them doing you dirty was all on them. It was not on you. They want you to think it's on you, but it was all on them. They're the ones avoiding life. This is not only something individuals do. Whole groups do it. That's what society is all about. Society are adults avoiding life together in a cultish attitude. Cult is a root word of culture. Not all cultures are narcissistic, but culture in general in the world is narcissistic. Why? Because society is all about grown adults who don't serve God wanting to flee together. They did you dirty because they are avoiding life. And because they avoid life, they only develop dirt inside of them. So what can they offer you? Dirt. If they are avoiding life, because they don't want to be realistic, that means they're developing dirt in their mind and their emotions. So when you are in contact with them, eventually, that's what they can have to offer you, dirt. Truth is, they don't have much to offer but dirt. Because they only contract and develop dirt on the inside by avoiding life. If they would embrace life, they would gain experience that they can use to benefit other people. But because they don't want to embrace life, they develop pollution. And now, they don't want to deal with the pollution themselves, so they want an outlet for the pollution to be relieved. That's what they want. So when you embrace life, and you have experience, you can share it with other people and benefit them, they get obsessed with taking you down. Because when people experience benefits from your experiences, whether good or bad, and people look at them and they have nothing to offer but frustration and offense, people going to drop them. They want to be praised by other people without being praiseworthy. Let me repeat that. Those narcissistic type of people, that are avoiding life, they want to be praised without being praiseworthy. They want to be honored without being honorable. That's what they want. People that embrace life and face life challenges and eventually admit they need Christ, those are honorable and those deserve praise. But the narcissistic type of people, including the full-blown narcissist, they insist on being praised and they insist on being honored without being praiseworthy and without being honorable. The solution is them giving up this self-focus and learn to embrace life. And once they embrace life, realize they need someone to guide them, and they realize, I need God to guide me. But the narcissistic type of people, which includes those who are actually narcissists, they insist on this self-obsession that must be about them. But why are they self-obsessed? Because they don't want to deal with life. They don't want to deal with other people. They don't want to deal with the dynamic of life that goes on. And because they develop pollution, because they are a social creature needing social involvement. So they need social involvement, but they don't want to deal with other people. So they're contradicting their own sanity and their own well-being. And because they contradict their own sanity, they develop pollution. You can't contradict your own sanity and be all right. As a vulnerable, fragile social creature, you need intimate involvement with other social, vulnerable, and fragile creatures. You do. You wanting to control other people to make it all about you, it's you avoiding life and avoiding being vulnerable towards other people. Now, there are dangerous people out there that you need to look out for. Okay, fair enough. So you learn how to recognize them and deal with the people that are healthy or that you can deal with. But you're not going to say, I want to avoid life altogether to be left alone. That's pathological. You're going against your own sanity. You're contradicting yourself. So the pollution is caused by them avoiding life. So the pollution is not on you. But they need someone who's unaware of what they're doing to explode on. If they don't find someone to explode on, they will explode and they will fall apart mentally. It's going to be a big mess. They don't want to fall apart mentally, but they don't want to stop contradicting their own sanity. They contradict their own sanity, yet they don't want to stop doing it. Look, if you have issues with your car and you realize if you're doing it wrong, you'll be happy when someone informs you, hey, you're doing this wrong. Yay! Someone informed me I did it wrong. Now I can do it right. But the narcissistic types, they're doing it wrong and they don't want to tell you they're doing it wrong. They just want to keep doing it wrong and expect it to work out. They contradict their own sanity. So they contradict their own sanity and then they insist on having an outlet for the pollution that comes from it. They feel entitled to this outlet. Because they have pollution caused by them contradicting their sanity, and once the pollution gets too much, they feel entitled to have outlets to pour it upon. So understand, worldlings in general, they're not interested in solutions, because solutions imply for them to give up playing God, to give up this obsession with self. Let me say this, those types are trapped in a suicidal cycle. Suicidal in the sense that they contradict their own sanity. It's not that they all are actually suicidal, they want to commit suicide, but they are in a suicidal cycle in which they contradict their own sanity and their own safety. So, to prevent that self-contradiction from actually ruining them completely, they need an outlet. So they are aware somewhere that they're harming themselves, but they don't want to do this, stop at self-harm, because self-harm makes them feel validated. They feel justified and they feel flattered, justified, and validated when they are selfish and narcissistic. and they are addicted to this self-importance. Now they are important as human beings, but they want self-importance. Okay, so because they're so attached to self-importance, they don't want to give up the self-importance, and it's this self-importance that they're holding on to that contradicts their own sanity and that endangers them. So they're similar to a crack addict that refuses to give up the crack, but they want to fight the consequence of the crack addiction. That's how they are. So they're always fleeing from the consequences and the issues that come from it instead of dealing with the roots. Because they invest in the roots, but they don't want to deal with the fruit. So they did you dirty because they crave an outlet. So they don't have to look in the mirror. That's why. So don't overwork and exhaust yourself looking for something you did wrong. Often you did nothing wrong. And even if you did something wrong, why, if someone else does something wrong, why would you go all the way in on it and become so dirty towards them? What's that? If you were a violent creep that tried to rape them or molest them and they escalate against you, okay, that's different. But you weren't that. If you were someone oppressing them on a daily basis to go to work every day and to pay taxes, then I could understand they would turn on you. But here's the thing, society forces them to go to work every day and to pay taxes and all of that. They don't turn and explode on society, but do explode on you. They have no patience with you, but have patience with all those other liars who lie to them all the time. Yet, you're the problem. Dion, please look back in replay the live stream when it's over, because it's going to be over soon. Then you'll understand what I mean with the root. I need to go on for now. Look, society is very simple. It's a bunch of adults who don't want to face life, and because of that, they all develop issues that haunt them. And in order for them all to be at ease with one another, they need an outlet for that pollution. That's it. So society cannot function if everyone is treated well. There always needs to be people that shitted upon and treated badly. There needs to be an outlet for the pollution of the group. So, understand that if you were picked upon by your relatives or by your co-workers or by the community in general, it's because they insist on their narcissistic ways, and their narcissistic ways contradict their own sanity, and because it all brings forth pollution internally, and the pollution will ruin them, they now look for an outlet from that pollution. They want to get rid of the pollution, but they don't want to stop the ruinous ways. So they're actually quite creepy. Because somewhere they realize that the only way for them to remain sane is by having someone to escalate upon. So they insist in being a creature that needs to escalate on someone else. So where's the empathy in thinking, you know what, maybe I should become a better human being so I don't need to escalate on other people. Maybe I should become a better human being by not contradicting my own sanity or by thinking better. No, they don't want to go there. They just want to be left alone and just find a way to escalate and be relieved. That's what they want. So, oh yeah, thanks for all the thumbs up, wherever gave them. The thing is, you can't feel sorry for people like this, because when you think about it, they're dangerous. They're not endangered. Endangered is the one who has no clue what's going on and they're being victimized. That's the one you should feel sorry for, because they're the ones who are endangered. But someone that's dangerous is someone you need to remove yourself from. And here's the thing. When it comes to dealing with people in positions of authority like the police or the judge or the military, those dangerous people know how to behave. Endangered people will escalate under all circumstances because they're just mentally broken. They can't behave any better. Someone, for example, that suffers from schizophrenia and they can't think properly, even police comes, the police knows, okay, this individual is mentally ill, we need to help this individual. Because someone that is endangered can't help themselves. That's why they're endangered. But someone that's dangerous, they know that they are the issue that causes harm. And they know that if someone sees that, they can be dealt with. So the dangerous individual knows when not to escalate. They know when to be polite and when to be very sweet and kind. And here's the thing. Dangerous people want you to feel sorry for them. Endangered people don't want your sympathy, they just want to be helped. And for the danger to be over. Endangered people just want actual solutions. Endangered people just want solutions. They're not waiting for your sympathy. If you give sympathy, let your sympathy come with solutions. Okay? But dangerous people insist on your sympathy just so that you don't see how dangerous they really are. Endangered people are embarrassed to look for sympathy. Endangered people are embarrassed for what they're going through, even though they shouldn't be embarrassed because they're not the ones that are doing it to themselves. Yet, they know other people blame them, so they feel embarrassed. So endangered people seldom want your sympathy because they feel embarrassed about the situation. They just want real help. But dangerous people are shameless. They insist on your sympathy at everyone's expense. That's the difference between the dangerous individual, or you can say the wicked, and the sinner who's endangered. For example, the woman who was sexually abused and molested feels very embarrassed and humiliated by it. She doesn't want to disclose that. She just wants to have therapy to get over it and to heal from it. But the woman who is playing the victim and who's sleeping around just to avoid life, she always is in some type of drama where she encounters men that do her dirty. The first girl is endangered. The second one is dangerous. That's an easy illustration for you to recognize it. That's how you recognize endangered people that you can help from dangerous people you should avoid. Endangered people you can help and reach out to. Okay? Dangerous people you need to avoid. What do I need to repeat? Because I hear people saying I need to repeat something. Endangered people seldom want sympathy because they feel embarrassed about the situation. They just want to get out of it. Dangerous people insist on your sympathy to cover up how defective they are. I'm going to repeat the example. A girl was molested sexually and abused, has a hard time admitting it because she's humiliated and feels embarrassed. She just wants to get therapy and for the situation to be over. She's more oriented at actually solving the issue. She may need help because she doesn't know how to process it all, but she's just in danger. She's not dangerous. She may have developed coping mechanisms that are unhealthy, but that doesn't make her a bad woman. She's just endangered. But a woman who just wants to avoid life and will keep sleeping around, and therefore she ends up in bad situations, and she always complains about the bad situations she ends up in. She's dangerous because she's not interested in solutions. She's the one. She just wants relief at everyone's expense. That's a good illustration between someone who's endangered and someone that's dangerous. The endangered you can help and you can pray for and you can reach out to. The dangerous one, you shake dust off your feet and you avoid. So, always examine whether someone is endangered or whether someone is dangerous. Don't just call someone dangerous just because you feel like they're dangerous. Examine them. If they are objectively dangerous, then you avoid them. Don't even negotiate about it. Don't even reason about it. If they're just endangered, check how endangered they are, and based on the degree of endangerment, you have decide after praying and fasting how you relate to them. Me, when I recognize that someone is dangerous, I play dumb as if I don't realize what they are. But I know what they are. And slowly, in a peaceful way, I excuse myself from their presence and from interacting with them. That's what I do. You should do the same thing also. Thanks for all the thumbs up. This is the game changer. Endangered people have empathy towards you. The empathy may be damaged, but the empathy is there. At some point, when you point out to you that you have true hurts too, they're willing to relate to you. That's endangered people. But dangerous people, they only have empathy for themselves. So they don't even consider you. They just see you as cocaine to make them feel better. That's how they see you. Dangerous people will put themselves in harm's way and therefore also harm others just to get sympathy and just to be the center. That's how creepy they are. Endangered people are not aware that they're operating in a self-destructive cycle, but when you push them, they realize, okay, I'm sorry, I need to do better. But a dangerous one will fake like they're improving, and then they will drag you in their misery. And this is the area where a lot of believers fail. They don't see the difference between someone that's endangered, someone that's dangerous. So a lot of believers end up embracing and ministering to dangerous people that God told them to avoid. And some people end up how do I say this, cutting off endangered people that they could minister to. So knowing the difference between an endangered individual and a dangerous individual is very important. When you are upset or hurt yourself, you tend to attract dangerous people towards you. That's why it's important to process the past and to go through the grieving and mourning process properly so that you don't end up wounded attracting dangerous people. Feline, don't blame yourself. All those mistakes, all those errors can turn into investment for you right now when you renew your mind. So keep moving forward. You will have investments that you can use here on earth. And here's the thing. Christ told us, I send you as sheep amongst wolves. Therefore be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. So Christ was saying, I know I'm sending you amongst dangerous people that appear to be okay. Because they appear to be okay, you don't realize they're dangerous. Therefore, you have to be wise as serpents. Just like snakes can sense the temperature of their prey, you should be able to sense the energetic state of someone to see whether someone is dangerous or just endangered. And you have to be wise, you have to be innocent as a dove. That means you have to be so undercover, they don't even realize you're on them. All right? So Christ sends us amongst dangerous people. Why? Because we have the power to overcome them and be at peace nevertheless. We have the power to overcome, and nothing shall by no means harm us, as long as we obey Christ's instructions. Be wise as a serpent means be very sensitive to the people around you. Serpents operate based on sense. We should be in tune with our intuition to such a degree that we can actually feel the people around us. As a spirit being, you should be alert on your environment and act accordingly. That's what Christ was telling us. That's how you recognize dangerous people on time. That's how you avoid interactions with them. And that's how you de-escalate situations. Okay. Look, it's not always easy to see the difference between someone that's endangered and someone that's dangerous. It's not always easy to recognize the difference. I admit that. And that's why you need to develop your energy skills in how you sense things around you. That's why you need to develop your spiritual skills. That's how you need to learn to discern people better. I just gave you some clues how you can recognize dangerous people. Namely, it's all about them. It's all about them having sympathy and empathy, and they always insist on getting pity and empathy from other people. And when you offer solutions, they're slow to participate. Now, some endangered people are also slow to participate in solutions, and it's because they're so stuck in their coping mechanisms. But that doesn't mean they're dangerous. Again, it's not always easy to distinguish between an endangered individual and a dangerous one. But the more you walk by faith, the better you will realize it. And here's the thing, dangerous people will recognize you when you're a believer. When you are a believer walking by faith, dangerous people develop a lust to exploit you. So sooner or later you will encounter dangerous people that want to cling all on you. And you think, why is this individual so interested in me? What is it with me that keeps attracting them? If they see the blessing of God, why don't they show interest in God directly? Why are they so obsessed with me? Because they can't manipulate and sabotage their Heavenly Father, but they think they can sabotage you. That's why. So, that is why we have to be innocent as doves. Christ told us to be wise as serpents, so be very sensitive and alert, and be innocent as doves, so be undercover. A dove, as a creature, is very powerful. A dove can fly around, you don't even notice the dove is flying around. And a dove, because the dove flies around, you should notice that the dove is aware of what's going on. And when the dove senses danger, the dove just moves away very quickly into the sky. So we should be innocent as doves. So we should operate undetected, so that we're able to get out of situation without being hindered. That's how we should be. And here's another thing you need to realize here. A lot of believers don't know how to recognize dangerous people, but pagans do. Pagans are instructed by their teachers, by the professors, and even by the books and the manuals that instruct them how to recognize dangerous people. So pagans are trained in recognizing dangerous people. So sometimes the Heavenly Father will use a pagan just to hinder dangerous people from devouring a believer. It shouldn't be like this, but that's the situation now. That a lot of believers lack practical knowledge that pagans do have. So sometimes God will allow a few pagans to be around you. Why? Not because God wants you to be yoked with those pagans, but because those pagans recognize dangerous people around you. And they often take action on your behalf without you being aware of it. This is why pagans in general succeed. That's why pagans succeed in what they do. Pagans are not narcissists. Because a lot of people think, yeah, if you're a pagan, you're a narcissist. Not true. There are pagans who are narcissists, but a lot of them are not. A lot of them are just misled and misguided. But one thing about pagans, they are realistic and practical, because they have to be. A warlock can clearly see when someone is dangerous, and therefore he will take action against a dangerous individual to prevent the dangerous individual from escalating and harming the community. A witch, the same way, but witches are often messed up, so they are too late with acting, or they act way out of proportion. The thing is, often believers are brainwashed by that false doctrine of pagan church, and they end up embracing wolves, thinking that's love. No. If someone insists on being dangerous, they are dangerous. That means they're going against our own humanity. That means you need to keep them there. Yes, we walk in love towards everyone because we love our neighbor as ourselves. But we can't walk in love with everyone. That's a big difference. And the second part, the world does not understand. Because they don't even understand natural love to begin with. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to repeat this to you, saints. You will have a lot of dangerous people playing the victim just to get sympathy from you. You have a lot of dangerous people eyeing on you, watching you, to sabotage you or to bring you down. You have them. So you need to walk in the power. Some of you were little children, and there were dangerous adults around you. They were enabling bad behavior in other children against you. It's only by the grace of God you survived your childhood. Because there were so many dangerous people around you, and now you're an adult, you realize, oh my God, I had them all around me. Some of you had dangerous parents. And you think, oh Lord, how did I survive growing up with those people? Thank the Lord you made it out alive. Hold on. I'm doing a live stream now, man. I'm going to call you later. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Okay. There's another believer who called me. I'm going to call him later to minister unto him, but I'm going to finish this live stream first. Look, feeling sorry for someone doesn't mean you can't hold them accountable. But feeling sorry for someone may blind you from seeing whether they mean it or not. You can't feel sorry for a homeless man, but at the same time you tell him, listen dude, how did you become homeless? Oh, one day I just lost my job and my wife kicked me out. Okay, so you feel sorry for the homeless man and you see he's not a dangerous individual? So you tell him, listen dude, You're homeless for almost 2 years, right? Nobody wanted to help you. Okay? And when you lost your job, your wife kicked you out. How did you end up marrying a woman that's so unsupportive towards you? Dude. And then you tell the guy, you need to look at yourself. How did you end up with such a woman that doesn't want to support you? And if they just kicked you, if they just fired you and you did nothing wrong, that means that people were targeting you at the workplace. Why didn't you notice that people at the workplace were targeting you? Why did you ignore all the warning signals? So yes, you do feel sorry for the homeless man. You're willing to reach out to him, but at the same time, you are instructing him so he's better off in the future. That's real love. When you feel sorry for someone, but at the same time, that motivates you to instruct them to be better. Love is not endlessly pampering someone with benefits. That's not love. Narcissists like to do that. If you want to be pampered as an adult, narcissists will do it to you. Satan will send psychopaths to pamper you all the time. But the Heavenly Father will not. The Heavenly Father will send people who feel sorry for you, who have empathy with you, but those same people will kick you behind to make you moving. That's what the Heavenly Father will do to you, so that you're better off. But Satan will join you. He will even make a bed for you, give you candy, all of that, pamper you, just to later slaughter you. Look, that's why in my videos and live streams, I hold all of you accountable. Holding you accountable is not me pointing a finger at you and looking down on you, nor blaming you. I'm just telling you, you have options for better, and you deserve better. Because you have options and you deserve better, you should go for better. That's holding people accountable. Condemning people is saying, nothing good will come from you, man. No, that's condemning, that's sin. But when you hold people accountable, that's good, because then you motivate them for better. I had this African woman one time messaging me on Facebook complaining that I'm too harsh and too direct and too tempered on YouTube, and I need to remember the only reason I'm anointed is to serve believers. All that she had a whole rant. I just blocked that individual because I understood later, because when I checked her own Facebook profile, she is worldly as hell, completely worldly. Yet she wants to complain about me. I'm sorry, but if you have pictures on your Facebook profile of you trying to seduce people online, and you look angry in your pictures also, and then you want to complain on me being direct towards believers in my videos, I'm sorry, but are you even a believer? What are you? Oh, you want church to pamper you with preachings every Sunday? Then go to those pagan churches. With me, you're out. Look, I do consider your feelings, absolutely. But your sanity and your safety are more important than your feelings. Your feelings can change with the moment. But if your sanity and your safety is endangered, I need to address that. I want you to be better so that you can feel better. I don't want you to feel better while you're falling apart. I don't do that. I don't pamper you while you're falling apart. I want to make sure that you are better off so that then you will feel better. If you feel better after being better, that's fine. You're safe. But if you're falling apart, I'm not going to make you feel better. I want you to become better. Some people want to be pampered with pity and sympathy. I don't do that. I don't. Because it will not benefit you nor anyone else if I would pamper you with sympathy and all of that. No. Listen, there was this man that was paralyzed. Okay, he couldn't walk. So his friends carried him on a mattress to where Jesus was preaching. Jesus was all the way in the house. The house was overcrowded. They couldn't pass through. What did they do? They climbed on the roof with the mattress and the man on the mattress, which was quite dangerous. They dug a hole in the roof. They broke the law. They broke someone else's roof. So they broke the law for them. And they lowered the mattress with the man paralyzed on it. And when it happened, Christ said, your sins are forgiven. Just like that. Later was whole hysteria because of it. The people didn't even notice the fate of the friends. Christ then told the man, pick up your mattress and walk. And the man picked up the mattress and walked. That man was happy. And when Christ told him to pick up your mattress and walk, he just wanted to do it and realized, whoa, I can move my legs. Praise the Lord. That's good. Some people want to remain paralyzed, but they want you to have pity on them all the time. They want to be relevant as a pathetic case. What? Not over here. I want you to be well off. I want you to glorify the Heavenly Father on the earth in the here and now. So pampering you with sympathy is not going to happen. You will be how do I say, overwhelmed with teachings and with instructions, but no pampering with sympathy. Not over here. Look, if you've been stabbed outside, do you need people to keep talking about how bad it is what happened to you? No! If you're stabbed outside and people keep saying, oh, there he's stabbed. Oh, there he's bleeding, he's bleeding. Yeah, they keep talking about what happened to you, but you're bleeding, you're dying over there. No, what people should do is say, hey, someone is stabbed. Call the ambulance right away. And also call the police. Ambulance comes. When the ambulance comes, they pick you up, put you in the ambulance, and bring you to the hospital immediately to stitch your wound. And they keep you there to heal you. No, if you're stabbed outside or you're gunned down, you have no interest in people to keep talking about it. No, you want people to do the right thing by informing the authorities to come and pick you up. Yet you have people in daily life who want to remain in the bad situation just to be relevant. Such people are out of their mind. Nobody that's endangered by affliction wants you to keep talking about it endlessly without coming with a solution. Nobody that's truly endangered wants that. If you keep mentioning what afflicts them, but without hinting to a solution, they will tell you, please shut up if you don't contribute to a solution, please. Because I'm already going through a lot of stuff and you keep mentioning it. You keep mentioning it, keep talking about it, but you never hint towards a solution. Someone that's truly endangered will be that way. But dangerous people, they want you to keep talking about the situation. They want to be the center at all costs. That's the thing. Dangerous people want a bond of pity with you. Pity and sympathy. Pity is meant as a type of sympathy to motivate you to do something. That's what pity is meant for. Pity is meant to motivate you. It's not meant for you to build a bond on with people. But dangerous people want a bond with you based on pity. That's something no healthy individual wants. Pity is there for you to be motivated to do something about the situation, not for you to build a bond on with people. It's the same as seeing someone that's been gunned down and you keep having conversations with him while he's bleeding to death. What the heck? Look, if you doubt whether someone is dangerous or endangered, just keep your safe distance and observe them for a moment. Don't be obsessed with them only because you also have other things to do in life. But if you doubt whether someone is dangerous or endangered, just keep them at a safe distance. Nobody can blame you for that. Till you know for sure what you're dealing with. So, Understand that we will encounter dangerous people during this lifetime. So we just need to know how to recognize them, bypass them, and de-escalate the bad situation as soon as possible. That's what we need to learn to do. Going around the circles with someone doesn't mean they're dangerous. It just means they're stuck. But someone that's dangerous can also go around in cycles with you. So it depends on the type of individual you're dealing with. And dangerous isn't always physical. It's psychological first. It has to do with their psychological attitude. And of course, it will lead to physical danger also. When you're dealing with dangerous people, don't just cut them off or scream at them or confront them. Don't confront the dangerous individual, because it will backfire. And don't cut them off in brute force and all of that. Just make excuses, even lame excuses, to avoid them and stay away from them. Leave them in peace, not in conflict. That's the best way. And once you leave them, keep moving forward and don't look back. If they ever repent and become better people, that's good for them. But once you identify and realize they're dangerous, leave them peacefully and then make sure you keep on going. All right. Well, that's all I had for now. For this live stream, if you need it, replay the live stream once it's processed by YouTube. And indeed, don't cause any problems before swine. Absolutely. Keep on agreeing with Christ. Be at peace, and I'll see you next live stream. Thank you.